Who's next on the program here? That would be Tim in Salisbury, 106.1 RDU. Welcome.
Hello, Mr. Lewis. Thanks for having me on.
Glad to have you on.
Good. In regards to the student in question here, that is my son.
No kidding.
Yes, sir. We've been on. He was on Fox News this morning, and I drive a truck, so I listen all day long. And when you brought it up, I thought I'd try to get in.
Well, I'm glad you called. That's very, very flattering. How is your boy holding up?
He's doing well. You know, he's actually very proud, and I'm very proud of him. So,
I got the impression, though, that he didn't have a lot of respect for that teacher.
Well, to be honest, that's one reason I wanted to call you. This has been going on since the beginning of the semester.
Yeah.
This teacher, probably once a week or so, will bring up a topic. There's only 3 kids in the class that have a conservative view, and she knows it, and it's basically an attack weekly on these 3 kids, and the rest of the class will chime in. And I haven't sit in there, but he said that what happened that was videoed was mild compared to some of them. He says this class is out of control.
Well, it certainly sounds like the class is out of control. Someone suggested that he was telling you, his parent and or mom, as well, that what was going on, and you weren't skeptical, but you just said, look, just get through school, get good grades, and be done with it. And so he recorded this conversation to indeed say, here, Dad, I told you so.
Well, I believe him. And in the beginning, I told him just to stay out of it. Don't get into a political debate in there, because when it's just you and 2 others, you're not going to win. And but if he didn't participate, she would threaten his grades. So he had to get in it, but it was more her shoving her opinion down their throat. And my thing is, she's just campaigning for Obama in this class, and that's basically
or she's training him for college. What she's doing is what college professors routinely do, and that is they spew out their agitprop, and then they want you to regurgitate it when called upon and on the test. I'll tell you what, Tim, the father of this student in question, hold on, we'll come back with you and wrap it up. Or not wrap it up, but come back with you and wrap up our conversation right after this.
In a world where everyone tries to do conservative talk radio, there's only one name you need to know: Jason Lewis. This is the Jason Lewis Show on GCN, the Genesis Communications Network.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me.
Yeah.
My lover stands on golden
Okay, everybody in the country is talking about this North Carolina student who decided to finally get some proof over what he deems classroom bias, and most of you agree, as do I. Before we get back to the father of Hunter Rogers, who's been kind enough to call in, Tim, let's play the germane clip of the classroom confrontation one more time for everybody. Go ahead, Matthew.
You please have a little debate with me about Obama. It's just, and it's going to stop. It's just, no, because that's disrespect. That's disrespect. You're disrespecting Romney. You don't even know that. Disrespecting this man is a presidential candidate. But not the president. But he's just a man. Obama is no God. He's still a man. Listen, let me tell you something. You will not disrespect the president of the United States in this classroom.
I'll say what I want.
Not about him, you won't.
Let me go call my dad right quick. We'll see.
What struck me there, Tim, is how out of control the classroom was in that particular scenario when the teacher and your son are going back and forth at it. But in the end, your son says, I'll say what I want. Now, what do you say to critics who might say, you know what, that's not showing respect for the teacher?
And you're exactly right, and I discussed that with him. But it's built up for so long, he just said, and at that time, what you hear in the video, you hear her get louder and louder. That's because she walked to him.
Right.
And at that point, she is standing in his face, and the slapping you hear is her slapping her hand right in front of him in his face. So that's the reason he was trying to take himself out of the situation. I mean, that.
Yeah, the first thing that pops into your mind is, why was she yelling?
That's typical in the class, and that's why my son done this.
Now, what is the situation? As I understand it, I believe the newspaper in Salisbury has reported the teacher's been suspended with pay. Has the district talked to your son or to you?
No, sir. I spoke to the principal the day after this happened, and that's the last contact we've had with the school.
That is the last contact you've had with the school. So, and your boy's still going. He hasn't been suspended or anything.
No, he's not. He's not going at all right now.
He is not. He's out of school.
Yeah, me and his mother agreed that we didn't think it was. I don't think it would have been physically safe, but I don't think it'd be safe for him to go back. Because
you don't think you don't think it's physically safe now?
Well, I don't know that it would ever get physical. I would hope not.
Well, you never know.
He goes to. I mean, we're not racist, but the school is probably 70% black, and there's more people there that are against him than support him.
If indeed he and a couple of his classmates are the only conservatives in that class, we can extrapolate that to the student body at large. And if they are a numerical minority, and he's the one seen as dissing Obama and disrespecting the teacher, you may very well be onto something. He may not be safe.
Yeah, that was our opinion also. He's struggled a little bit through this school year anyway, and we're going to probably go to community college and finish his diploma there. So right now, even throughout the county, I don't know that it would be.
So you fear for his ability to get a fair education, not to mention his safety throughout the Rowan County School District?
Now, I would never say about the school district. I don't think that's the way it is. I just think community college would be a better way to go.
What do you take from all of this? I mean, Tim, father of Hunter Rogers, the North Carolina student that got in the argument with the teacher that everybody's talking about. What do you take from this vis-a-vis North Carolina's policy towards public education, the country's policy towards education? Or you look at this and do you say, gosh, we better raise those taxes in Rowan County to give the schools more money? I get a feeling you're not real willing to do that now.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it needs something because this is not an education he's getting in this class. That's obvious. Her agenda is, like I said, I see her just campaigning for Obama.
Yeah, and what kind of support or non-support have you received from other parents?
We've got nothing but support. Now, the parents that I've spoke to are basically the friends and family of Hunter. You know what I mean? So
right, sure.
I haven't spoken to anybody else.
Well, that's fascinating. Good luck to you. Good luck to Hunter. Certainly, I hope he can get his education behind him and succeed in whatever he's doing. And indeed, going forward, this can serve as a lesson to why you don't want a government-run monopoly teaching the kids.
You're exactly right.
Tim in Salisbury, be well, my friend. Thanks to you. Good luck to Hunter. Good luck to Gina and everybody else.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Have a good evening.
You bet. Well, there you have it. The father of Hunter Douglas, this North Carolina student that is all of the rage, all of the talk across the country. And that's news to me. I had not heard that Hunter was out of school now. And indeed, as you heard his father say, he fears not only for his ability to get a fair education, but he fears somewhat for his son's safety. And let me tell you something. If he's outnumbered and you've got a mob that worships at the shrine of the man in the Oval Office, I don't think he's far off the mark there. So we broke a little news here tonight with that particular revelation from the father of indeed Hunter Rogers.
One-stop shopping for the latest news, videos, photos, and more. Not here. This is radio. Go to JasonLewisShow.com. Log on and learn. JasonLewisShow.com. You're listening to The Jason Lewis Show on the Genesis Communications Network.